right, so I gotta start out with a warning that this game discussion contains spoilers. So if you don't want to know about the plot details of Little Nightmares 1 and 2, then you should come back to this video later. All right. So hello, Dazzle. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me today. I'm glad that you're here. So today I want to talk a little bit about Little Nightmares again. Have you ever wondered how Six got her powers? I think about this every time I play the games, and I really haven't decided on an answer for myself. But there are three possibilities that I've come up with. When we go into the geisha's living area and in the dining area, we see pictures on the walls that show us that there are 5 women standing together, with one of them being the geisha. And the main character is named Six, given that there is the suggestion that Six is simply the 6th in a line of women who have powers. And this could mean that Six is in some way related to the geisha and has genetically inherited powers. Or it could also mean that she is one of a group or race of women that all have these powers. This is the most popular answer to the question of where Six got her powers. And the thing about this answer is that it suggests that there is a cycle going on in this world where there are powerful people. And as the new generation of powerful people rise up, they take down the previous generation of powerful people. This source for Six's power lines up with the suggestion that Mono has gotten his powers in the same manner, but from the Thin Man rather than the geisha. This source of Six's power doesn't explain why she betrayed Mono. Throughout the second game, Mono is consistently loyal and rescues her on several occasions. Yet at the end of the game, she chooses to betray him without apparent explanation. Is it possible that she abandoned him in an effort to save him from herself? As her hunger grows, having him present in her life would put him at risk for her consuming him. Was it an act of love? But there are some inconsistencies with this idea, and the games offer other possibilities that I find interesting to consider. It is important to establish that the second game is a prequel to the first. As you move through the first game, Six has episodes of hunger that leads her to consuming something. And this leads us all the way to the end of the first game, where she consumes the geisha herself. When you play through the second game, she doesn't have any of these hunger episodes until she gets the yellow jacket. When she dons the yellow jacket, we see the darkness closing in on the screen in the same manner as all of her hunger episodes. This would be the first time in Six's timeline that she has an episode, and it's mild. Just the darkness creeping in, and she doesn't need to feed. Then, at the end of the second game, she is seen as having another episode of hunger while she confronts her dark self. The timing of the first manifestation of her powers happened when she first donned the yellow jacket. Throughout both games, the yellow jacket is the only thing within the game to be highlighted with vibrant color. It begs the question, is the yellow jacket cursed? If so, it could be the source of her powers. The implication of this are interesting and raise a bunch of other questions. Where did the jacket come from? Is there also an item that has cursed Mono, or does his power have a completely different origin? If the jacket is the source of Six's power, there's the suggestion that she was slowly corrupted by it over time. All of that corruption led up to her no longer trusting Mono and choosing to betray him. From there, she moves on to the maw so that she can feed the hunger that the jacket has given her. There's one other possible source for Six's powers, and that is the Thin Man. It is clear that Six is changed when she enters the tower. She becomes twisted and more powerful while she is within the area. Additionally, the first time that we see Dark Six is when the Thin Man captures her, leaving Dark Six behind. When the second game concludes, we see Dark Six again, and this time it is telling her to go to the maw in order to feed her newfound hunger and power. If Six's power came from corruption from the Thin Man, did this corruption also cause her to betray Mono? If so, does this mean that Mono actually failed to save Six from the tower? Instead of pulling Six out of the tower, did Mono pull out nothing more than a shadow of the girl that had once existed? If that's the case, it means that Mono is actually the one that created Six by releasing her from the tower. This being the source of her powers doesn't explain why we saw the darkness creeping in on her when she donned the yellow jacket. And perhaps this scene was merely foreshadowing rather than an actual manifestation of power. However, her powers being caused by her corruption within the tower does explain why she chooses to drop Mono. After all, this Shadow of Six has no attachment to Mono and no reason to help him. As a shadow, she cannot love. So what do you guys think? Tell me where you think Six got her powers in the comments. Do you think it's one of these sources I've discussed, or do you suspect something else? Let me know. Well, that's about it for my rambling today, and thanks for coming and spending some time with you. If you like my rambling, then click on that like button. It really does help. And until we talk again, you guys be sure to take care of yourselves. Bye!